do me a favor, turn off the vehicle and hand me over the keys. Is there a problem? Yeah.
You guys remember Frank Tufano, right? I had made a video on his unfortunate situation last year. I mean, crazy, it's been nearly a year already, man. For people who don't remember him, very shortly, he was a lifestyle YouTuber who got multiple eye operations done in one day and ended up getting botched. You can watch that video I made about him a year ago.
It's been almost 2 years now, and I've had over 10 procedures in trying to fix this horrific botch from the world's most famous eye surgeon, Dr. Taban.
Fast forward to now, nearly a year later. His life is in shambles, in a total downward spiral. He's still having eye surgeries to get it fixed. His business is getting scammed, bleeding money. He's dealing with daily migraines, gets pulled over by cops when trying to go to yet another eye surgery. I mean, I thought he would have gotten his life together after a year. Turns out not. Turns out life had different plans.
I cannot allow you to drive a vehicle that comes back suspended on our end.
It's
okay?
not suspended.
That's something you're gonna have to take up with DMV, okay? I'm just letting you know. All right. So just sit tight. All right. And
Fuckers are gonna burn in hell. You know that?
Okay.
All of you
I'm
suckers
letting
are
you
gonna
know.
burn in hell.
Okay. Just letting you know what's going on.
You're all
right?
gonna burn in
Sit
hell.
tight. I'm letting you know that there's an insurance lapse on our end. It's coming back suspended. This is something that you got to call DMV about.
No, it's not. You're New Jersey State Police.
Sir,
It's not.
please
You're.
relax. I'm explaining the situation.
I just had eye surgery 3 days ago.
Okay.
I live 2 hours away.
Okay.
I'm on my own.
Okay.
You can you at least tow the car to where I live?
I'm not the tow service.
Tell me that. Am I doing something wrong?
Yeah. You're not going to create a disturbance and yell at our clerks.
I'm
out
not
the
creating
door.
a disturbance.
No,
I was
you are.
trying to
You're
get
yell-
it
You're
filed.
yelling at the clerks. Okay, leave the building.
Am I yelling?
Leave the building.
This DMV office really must not like me, dude.
He's still fighting against Dr. Taban, making videos, handing out flyers. He made it a personal project at this point. Recently got an orbital reconstruction surgery. After 10 strabismus, eye alignment surgery, now he also got a orbital reconstruction to undo what's been done, the original back job, original decompression surgery that caused all this stuff in the first place. His life is on hold. Still hasn't moved on mentally. I mean, when it rains, it pours, guys. It is brutal to see.
I thought it was bad. You know, I had some liver issues and I had some health issues before this eye surgery, and I thought that was bad. But now this is horrific. I don't know what to do with myself. I can't function anymore. I can't run my business. I can't do YouTube.
And I kind of see his point as well. Because, you are going to spend 400 grand on all these surgeries. You are going to end up with weird, uncanny eyes. And on top of that, he's dealing with health issues as well. Claims to be half blind. At this point, it is personal for him. He's going after Taban.
At 2 p.m. on pain medication because my eyes hurt so much, and this police officer rings my doorbell to issue me a restraining order against me that Dr. Taban got. Dr. Taban got a restraining order against me. I'm literally laying in bed, half blind on pain medication because of the procedure he performed, and he's afraid of me. How about you issue a restraining order against Dr. Taban to anyone that walks in his office so he doesn't disfigure their face and make them half blind like he did to me? I mean, that's my idea.
I wasn't sure at first, but Dr. Taban has gotten me permanently banned and deplatformed off TikTok. I made several new accounts and they were all permanently banned. So
Banned from TikTok. He blames Dr. Taban for it. Claims that the secret organization Taban belongs to is the one doing all that banning and gang stalking him. I mean, it is just tough. Even after a year, he's still dealing with all these problems.
The strabismus might correct the strabismus, which is strabismus is the eye misalignment. It might correct itself in a few weeks. It might not. The doctor did say my eyes were straight when they completed the surgery. Whether he's telling the truth or not, or trying to keep me optimistic, who knows? I'm assuming he's telling the truth. So there's a chance that
By the way, it is beyond me how people can say his eyes look better Guys, this is almost 2 years after the surgery, right after the recent orbital reconstruction, where they tried to undo the surgery and bring his eyes forward. When I made that video a year ago, I was mind blown when people were saying his eyes look better after the surgery. Brother, are you seeing straight? Maybe at this point you need a strabismus surgery, even more than Frankie over here. His eyes look weird as hell, man, as if made in a video game screen. I mean, he has alignment issues even after multiple corrective surgeries, multiple strabismus surgeries. How can you say he looks better?
How can you say that?
Yeah, I never expected the gang stalking and harassment to be this bad. And if these stupid brain dead motherfuckers keep posting fake comments on my videos, I'm tempted to just turn the comments off until I can filter everything, because I get very upset when I see these fake shills uploading complete utter bullshit, saying that, oh, you look better now than before the surgery. Frank, you ascended. You look so much better. You stupid motherfuckers better stop gaslighting me before I liquidate every single one of my assets and have 3 dozen motherfuckers handing out flyers of what this guy did to my face in Los Angeles. Because if you look at photos of what this guy did to me directly after the surgery,
You know, Frankie might be right, because I also got those comments from people I have never seen before, saying he looks better after the surgery. You might be right, because you either need to be legit brain dead or straight up a paid shill to say he looks better unironically.
The eye alignment will correct itself, but you guys can see I could switch it. If I look with my left eye, my right eye goes out. If I look with my right eye, my left eye goes out. Worst case scenario, we have to get a strabismus surgery in a month or two.
And mind you, he had already gotten multiple strabismus surgeries before this to fix the complications from the first batch. I mean, it is just brutal, man. He has every right to sue that doctor, so-called Dr. Teban.
so I was supposed to have a consultation with the doctor that performed the orbital reconstruction today, and they canceled because he was busy, but I did send them an email, and their response was that they can't help me further because I still think there needs to be more support in the medial area of the orbital socket.
Can't help you further. I think the doctor got scared. They probably found out about his channel. Didn't want to deal with him anymore. Didn't want to be the next Teban. They didn't want Frank handing out flyers in front of their office for the next 16 years. Botched by Teban. Botched by rehab.com. I need to be careful what I say. I gotta tread carefully here, guys. I don't want a website.
Your canthoplasty was also botched. Your canthal tilts are uneven. If you guys have not seen my videos on botchedbytaban.com, you need to watch them. There's a reason I'm exposing this guy, because he botched all 4 procedures he did on me. Not one of them was done correctly. Celebrity eye surgeon, Dr. Taban. He'll make your dreams and wishes come true. He's the best plastic oculoplastic surgeon in the world. Go to Dr. Taban. Out of the 4 procedures he did on me, not one of them, he couldn't do one of them correctly. Not one. And he should have his medical license taken away for performing an orbital decompression on me. That's how horrific this botch was. He put the implants in wrong, he did the lower eyelid retraction wrong, the canthoplasty wrong, and he did my upper eyelids uneven too. The right one is much higher than the left. Out of all 4 procedures, he didn't get one right. The guy had 4 It's like, okay, maybe if you messed up one a little bit, my eyes would still look good.
You know, I can't even blame the dude for the anger he has in his voice, because it's just messed up. And this is 2 years after. He's set back for 100 grand because of all the surgeries, corrective ones as well. He has got chronic migraine pains. He's banned off TikTok, a platform he uses to market his business. Got banned from it. I think at this point, seeing how unhinged he was with those cops, I believe he started to lose his mental health as well.
So I can't go more than a few hours without getting a chronic migraine. It basically makes me disabled. Like, imagine if you can't leave your house for more than 3 or 4 hours at a time. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck laying in bed for 20 hours with your head killing you. That's basically what happens to me. So some of you guys were commenting yesterday on that event video in New York that I have to do this more often. About 2 hours into the drive to New York, my head started hurting. And keep in mind, this was only a 2 or 3 hour event.
By the way, just so you know, the so-called event he's referring to is him doing medical malpractice awareness, trying to interview randoms in the streets of New York to raise awareness against Dr. Teben.
Miss, would you like to answer a quick question for YouTube? You don't have to be on camera. I'll just ask the question.
I'm late for class.
How much money would you have to be paid
So sorry.
if you were going to be uglier?
I'm so
Like if someone gave you any amount of money. All right, miss. Would you like to answer a quick question for YouTube? You don't have to be on camera. I'll just ask the question. No.
like how I'm feeling. Yeah.
How are you girls? Did you want to answer? Ooh.
I've been trying to fix the orbital decompression. I haven't even gotten to the other stuff yet. I haven't had someone take out the implants. I haven't had someone adjust the eyelids. We're hoping not to have to do that, but any time you do additional stuff, it's more and more risky. But you know, I don't want to look like this the rest of my life. And if it's worse, I'll just do what I was going to do anyway. I already don't post on social media anymore for my business. I don't leave my house. I don't do anything.
He's referring to full rot maxing, to those 7-hour-long TFM live streams. With the, if it's worse, then I am gonna do what I was gonna do all along. Not leaving his house ever. Which is tragic for someone like him. Because he ain't about that life, guys. He ain't about it. His life is basically ruined by Dr. Teben. And also partly because of his poor risk management. He shouldn't have agreed to all 4 surgeries being done in one session. Multiple invasive eye procedures shouldn't be done at once, especially if it includes orbital decompression. That one ain't no joke. But the doctor, Teben, probably recommended it to him because he didn't want to risk Frank changing his mind later. He didn't want to risk losing money. And Frank probably agreed because he thought he would save money. He would save on costs if he got them done all at once. Because you would be saving major costs on accommodation and nursing. This is LA we are talking about. So he was thinking, okay, like I got double jaw surgery and it was fine. It was easier than I thought. So he agreed to it. The result is this.
That's, you could be going to the most experienced surgeon. It could be the easiest surgery ever, really routine stuff. But what if that surgeon has the worst day of his life?
That's because when you get all those invasive eye procedures at once together, complication chances increase. This is why you do a proper risk management. You also need to consider the nature of the surgery. Sure, like maybe the risk of failure might be 10%, 5%, whatever, but not all risks are the same. When it comes to going partially blind or having double vision, even 10% is pretty high. And he increased that by getting them all at once. The same goes for leg lengthening. Sure, maybe the chance of a botch ain't that high, but the results are gonna be brutal if it indeed happens. If you can't run without feeling pain, if you can't walk and run, that is gonna destroy your life quality. The community is divided on this, I know. Someone was asking me about this under my last video. Sorry, you would support short, younger sub-5 man getting a limb lengthening. Dude, I personally would not, but I will say this. I can see their point of view as well. Because height is such an important factor. It is literally one of the whole eternity, what I call whole eternity. So it comes down to how much you are willing to risk not being able to walk and run properly. There is a risk management you gotta do, bro. Personally, I wouldn't risk it. Even if it was offered to me for free, I wouldn't agree to it. Because guys, I know my luck. I have a sub-5 luck, just like my looks. Sub-5 luck is very real, by the way. So I know what would happen to me. Sub-5 manlet before, sub-5 manlet who's crippled after. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you have your sliding genioplasty surgery failed, you don't end up crippled. If your hair transplant goes south, you don't end up blind. Orbital decompression is a different story. And that is why I didn't recommend it to people in the past. 3D implants, cantoplasty, and blepharoplasty, however, I did. I mean, I still think if Frankie only got the cantoplasty and implants, he could have walked out with a W. Maybe if he only got implants, his implants was gonna look a lot better now. But when you put all that pressure on your eyes in one session, with 4 different procedures, anything can happen. And now he's advising people to never get any surgery. People like him just have to be on the extremes, bro. Just because you made a mistake doesn't mean it ain't the most useful and most effective way of looks maxing. Guys, when it comes to surgeries, people tend to take extreme stances. Some people, especially people in this community, just can't find the middle ground. You have people acting like anyone can be a chat through surgeries just to sell you their school page, and then you have guys like Frank Tufana in the opposite direction, saying don't get any surgery.
This is what I looked like before I was botched by Dr. Taban, and you should never get plastic surgery, but if you're considering it, make sure you're so ugly that it doesn't matter what happens.
Except that is not how you were looking before the surgeries. You gotta be honest about your looks before your surgeries, bro. You had a slack jaw before your double jaw surgery. Bro, you were looking like some naughty sub 5. You were indeed sub 5, but you weren't so ugly that doesn't matter what happens. You were not that ugly. But still, what did you do? You got lip fillers, double jaw, gyna surgery. All those things really pushed him above 5 out of 10. But just because he made a mistake, flew too close to the sun, now he has gone all the way to the other end of the spectrum, telling people to never get any surgery. This is what he's pushing now. Never get any surgery. Bro, surgeries have a great return on investment to improve your life. Pay attention here. I am not even saying your looks. Your life itself. And that is the reason why he wanted to get those eye surgeries, because the dopamine hit him different. Once he realized the difference in how people treat him. Once you go from a sub 5 face with no proper jawline to a guy with a strong jaw, masculine body, you will notice the difference in treatment you get. And that is the thing with surgeries, guys. You know how people say, once you get your first tattoo, it won't be the last. Same with looks maxing surgeries. Once you get the first one out of the way, once you realize that, wait, this isn't scary at all. Like, this is much easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be. And then you get to experience the change in how people treat you. Because the first surgery people get usually is the one with the biggest return on investment. Surgery done on their biggest problem. When they look in the mirror, they realize that they don't have their biggest insecurity anymore. The dopamine you get from that is addictive, bro. It's very addictive. You realize, okay, money well spent. Every single cent I spent on this was very well worth. But that is the thing. People keep chasing that feeling. Next. The unfortunate case with him, he flew too close to the sun. But just because he made a mistake, now he's telling men to stay away from surgeries, any surgeries. And then you have got the other side of this, other end of this. People acting like anyone with enough surgeries can turn into a chat.
Things. Why are you risking your health with anabolics? Why are you, dumping, all this money that you have into peptides and nootropics and this and that and taking this risk and having this surgery planned?
I am sure many of you know who he is. Clav, LooksMax content creator. He's one of the dudes advocating for surgeries, steroids, anything goes. He goes all the way to the other end of the spectrum. The guy is now planning a double jaw surgery. I mean, he's right on surgeries, but I don't believe he needs a double jaw surgery. Both his maxilla and jaw area is fine, bro. I wouldn't advise him a double jaw, because you don't want to look fake and ogre. It also risks breaking your facial harmony, bro. Facial harmony is not to be underestimated. Clav, the golden rule of looks maxing is to look natural. Normies not noticing that it is fake is what I call the golden rule of looks maxing. Because the entire point of looks maxing is to signal your genetic qualities.
Okay, so when people come on and they say, oh, Clav, you're insane for getting surgery. You're insane for doing these anabolics. Well, at least in 5 years, whether I am a Frank Tufano botch job or the next Giga Chad, at least I could say that I gave something my all.
Except you need to know when to leave good enough alone. You are already a Chad, bro. I'm not even sure if even a bigger, more masculine Joe Area is gonna improve his face. And by the way, Clev, if you do end up like Frank Tufano, I will be there, bro. I will make a told you so video. But it turns you into an even bigger chat, I won't be there. You won't see me then. I mean, memes and jokes aside, guys.
Would you like a drink?
The chances are he won't be a butt chop like Tufano. Just from double jaw surgery. Because double jaw ain't orbital decompression. Also, he's making a lot of money. So likely he won't go to a doctor like Sunil Richardson to get his double jaw. But hey, if he really does fuck up his looks like Tufano, I will be there.
How's the pie?
Type your comment on my Instagram reel from your shitty wage job. At least I tried. At least I dedicated myself to the craft and was willing to do whatever it takes, right? So I really want to make this video before I go ahead and get this double jaw surgery, just to say that you guys have never done something hard in your entire life. You've never actually put in a second's effort. Now, I know I'm not the best looking guy, and sure, there's all these looks maxers that look a lot better than me, but what did they actually do? What did they actually accomplish? Because
who are you even talking about, bro? Like, I know there are a lot of looks maxing content creators. I could list at least a dozen, just off the top of my head. But I wouldn't say they look much better than you, apart from that Maverick guy. That Maverick guy, okay. But apart from him, which looks maxer figure in this community looks objectively better than you, bro? When it comes to face, you're in the top 3, easily. Which looks maxer mugs you? K. Shami? Not a chance. Austin Wayne might have a bit higher SMV, but that is because of his height, 6'6" height. He doesn't mug you facially. You have the face, a baby Bruce Wayne.
You're taller than you look in the tabloids, Mr. Wayne.
And even before your so-called looks maxing, you had an above average face. Come on, bro. It ain't like you were ugly before. What did you do? You hopped on gear and got checked. But even back then, you had that pretty boy appeal. Oh, what did those guys even do? What did they accomplish? What did you accomplish, bro? What did you accomplish? I mean, I agree. Most looks maxers are like Shami K. Not a real transformation. What they do is they crank up the saturation to 11 on Photoshop to outline their minor pimples to a point where even their lips are red. Like they are wearing lipsticks, crowded pictures, overweight. And then they call it a transformation. Bro, that ain't no transformation. But the very same goes for Clev too. You were always above average, bro. Your floor was always high. 6'2", Bruce Wayne lookalike pretty boy. You never went to higher tier normie from a bona fide sub 5 looks level. What have you accomplished, transformation-wise? Even your muscles, you took the easy way and hopped on gear. And I don't even hate on Clev. I actually agree with him on diet not moving the needle for already soft looks maxed man.
So that's what I'm going for here. I'm not going for, the normie bullshit lifestyle where you're sitting in a job that you hate with no girls that even want to look at you. I'm not interested in that. And if that requires a huge risk of, facial disformity from a surgery going wrong or some sort of health complications from, blasting anabolics, then so be it. Because the life that people are living in 2025 is absurd. It is egregious. Most people won't even have a girl look their direction for years, for months.
I agree here too. The normal life, I could never envy. The life of the Wolfie Doofy, average median male. When they get into age 30, when they make decent money, when they start making decent money, they get married as a useful provider. That is the life script for the average man.
All the time. On social media, these giga chads coming on, they've got nothing to offer other than their looks. They post a video for 10 seconds. Boom. They're viral. They're famous. Okay? This is the world. This is the way of the world. So you are absolutely insane for not doing everything in your power to ascend. It is on you. You have to do it now.
He's right about most of the things he said, but what makes me think this is a marketing pitch for his looks maxing school is this segment right here. Because being better looking than 60-70% of men is just not enough. Not enough to attain all those things he listed. Girls coming up to you, all those lines before this. You can only reach that once you are at Chad level. Step 1, talk about all the benefits. Benefits that being a bona fide Chad is gonna bring. Step 2, talk about how surgeries are the real difference maker, not diet. Discrediting some of his competitors in the process, some of other looks maxers, which is true, he is right about that. But what he doesn't tell you is the limitations, the ceiling of your potential. He doesn't tell you, look dude, I was already 6'2", white, Bruce Wayne looking guy, even before the looks maxing. Just from going to 5 from 4, you ain't gonna experience any of those things I was mentioning. But of course, if he says that, nobody's gonna sign up.
But I understand fully that not everyone will have the same, it's not a level playing field, and it never will be. But if you could just start now, you will have that much more of an advantage than anyone else. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're starting. You can still surpass the majority of the population, but it has to be now. Start looks maxing.
Passing the majority of population ain't enough though. It matters a whole lot where your starting point is. Because just as mentioned before, as I demonstrated before with a graphic when I was comparing height and face, you are gonna get mad results, mad return on investment only after you pass a certain threshold when it comes to your face. You get that girls coming up to you stuff only if you can reach that level. So yes, your starting point makes all the difference in the world. If what you want out of looks maxing is all those things Clev was mentioning, and not to live some normal life, not just getting treated better by your male boomer co-workers, then yes, it matters a lot. Guys, you gotta decide what you want out of looks maxing. What is your goal? If you want it for the reasons Clev was mentioning, not to live an oofy-doofy normal life, in order to be that guy where girls come up to you, then your starting point makes all the difference. You should looks max, sure, but know what you are gonna get out of that. Be realistic with what you are gonna get out of that. You are not some 6'2" Bruce Wayne lookalike like Clev.
The consequences of not looking good will always surpass the side effects or the risk profile of any of the shit that I am talking about. Always. Because I can tell you, when you are not attractive, your life is hell. I've experienced it.
No, you have not. Don't you fucking say that, bro. Don't even dare. You ain't about that life. Even back then, you had appeal.
Now you think, because your mommy and your daddy got shot, you know about the ugly side of life, but you don't. You've never tasted desperate.
He's the complete opposite of Frank Tufano. Frank is like, don't get any surgeries unless you are deformed. Clev is the opposite, advocating for getting surgeries you don't even need. If you already look like Clev, getting an aggressive double jaw procedure is not a good risk. He can actually lose his facial harmony if it goes south. Like, sure, don't be a coward, but you also gotta do a proper risk management when it comes to invasive surgeries to not end up like Frank Tufano. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.